Hello and welcome to Cards with Kelly. I am so happy to have you here with me. I am going to do a reading for you today about looking into the thoughts of the other person. I'm going to do it with the idea of love, a love connection in our minds, but this could also be if you're wondering what that other person is thinking in your workplace, in your family, a friend, a neighbor. Can be any situation that makes sense for you, even though I'll be talking about love in the language that I'm using. So what are they thinking is the theme of the reading today. Thank you for joining me. I intend to share as much magic with as many people as I can using cards and magical tips now and then, and the odd magical manifestation meditation. So if you want to share that journey with me, like and subscribe for lots of magical videos coming your way. Let's dive right into the cards. I am using my combination of the Blessed Bee Oracle cards and the Greek Mythic Oracle cards, two of my favorite decks that I actually put together. I find they used to speak to each other in readings, and putting them together actually seems to have made them really happy and gives me a better complete picture of what's going on. For those of you just getting to know me, I tap directly into the divine for the answers, interpretations, guidance, and messages. I will give you all that I get, all intuitive knowings, images, thoughts, feelings, sensations, and hopefully it makes sense to you. This is a general reading, however, so some of it may really resonate and some other parts may not. Perhaps those other parts are resonating with someone else, and that part of the message might have been for others. So just let whatever doesn't resonate with you go and take whatever does resonate. As always, your heart and your guidance system are your true guides, and follow your own heart in all situations. So let's dive into the cards. Let's have a look at what they are thinking. Let's look at the past, present, and future. The person that you are thinking about, first of all, has the Children card, the Ancestors card, the Intuition card. In the past, they may have had family and roots and foundation on their mind. So if we're talking about love, this person may have been thinking about what family means to them. My readings are timeless, so whenever you find this reading is when it will have a message for you. The time that I'm reading this in is in the Corona time, and so very many people found that having to stay inside, turn inward, look at who is well, who is not well, who's able to communicate, who's not, really had us thinking about our family, our connections, who was around us, what we're building in our own life, what we want to build in our future. So I see that your person, again, whether love or other, was really focusing on that in the past. The intuitive card or intuition card is saying to me that they were also really coming back into themselves and looking less at advice from others and relearning or learning how to come within themselves to find their own answers and wisdom. Let's look at where they are right now. So right now we have clarity, we have the truth, and we have cycles. So I get a sense that because this person has been turning inward, this person is looking at who they are, where they are, with a lot of clarity, and they're really seeing the truth of who they are. They're really seeing too that what they have in their life is manifested from the seeds that they have planted. You know, some things do happen from life, and these are our lessons, our tests, our challenges, and yet everything else, as we become more magical, we see everything else is really a manifestation of what we have planted in our own lives. What we have put out into the universe really does come back to us. in a very similar manner. And so I feel like this person is learning that right now. The cycles card is telling me that this person is noticing the cycles that they've been going through in their lives, and they're actually looking at changing those cycles, but right now they're really just understanding at this point. Let's see, before we go into the future, let's go back to the past and then the present again and see what they're thinking about you and your situation, this connection that the two of you share. Seems as though they've had some pretty heavy and deep, life-altering things on their mind recently. So in the past, what were they thinking about you? I have nature, and this is a romantic card. Sleep. And new beginnings. So in their past, they were thinking about you as a potential new beginning for them, and maybe even there was a new beginning between the two of you. So again, I'm talking about love. It could be in a workplace, could be in a neighborhood, could be any connection you're thinking of. When this person thought about you, they were thinking about the newness, the wonderful new energy, new beginnings, new possibilities, a new path. You brought out a wonderful feeling of romance, joy, bliss, harmony for them in that nature card. If they weren't romantic already, you inspired them to find their inner romantic. And they dreamt about you. You were in their dreams, both their daydreams and their night dreams. I just heard the word mirage, so at some points they were wondering, is this a dream? Is this person real? Or are they a mirage? So you were almost too good to be true, although they couldn't help themselves wanting to explore this new beginning and enter into romance. So if it's work, this might have been a boss or a coworker thinking you were amazing and possibly the answer to the next phase of your business or company. If it's a friend or a neighbor, this person might have been thinking that you were just the ideal person to spend time with. And they had all kinds of wonderful ideas about what could happen, what possibilities lay just ahead. When they think about you now, what do we have? We have prosperity, sacrifice, and play. When they think about you now, they think about you as a joyful person. They may actually, if you are in contact, they may see this physically with you, or if you're not in contact, they may be looking at you, on social media or hearing about you through the grapevine. They're hearing that you are happy, or at least they believe they hear that you are happy. They're hearing that you are doing well, or they see that you are doing well. You are doing well in your work. You are bringing in the money, you are being successful and prosperous, and they see this as only the beginning. They see this as the beginning of many wonderful things to come for you. And yet we have the sacrifice card. There's a part of them I can feel that they feel like they had to sacrifice something. They may have let you go. So if this is a relationship that you are in separation from, they may have had to let you go, believing that by letting you go, you could be more happy. If this is a relationship you are in at the moment, so I feel like some of you, this is a current relationship, when they think of you, they actually think that you need to sacrifice something to be with them. Almost as though they're worried they may not measure up, and that you are having to sacrifice, maybe being around all these amazing people to be with them, and they aren't quite sure exactly why someone like you is with them. In some cases, this can be beautiful, but in others, it can actually manifest into insecurity. So if that resonates with you, check in with your person. See if insecurity is an issue and how big of an issue, because if it becomes too big, it can actually become toxic. It's wonderful for the person that you love and that loves you to hold you up on a pedestal, but if that becomes too big of an imbalance, that can be very toxic and painful in the long run. So that might be something to check into. But if you are in separation and this person is so happy for how happy you look, and they do believe that letting you go was the right thing, that allowing you to go allowed you to continue rising and finding joy. If this is a recent thing, they may believe that that is to come. By letting you go, you will find happiness and joy. Let's have a look into the future and see what this person will be thinking about in the future, both generally and when they think about you. And then I want to pull a self-care card at the end of this to get some advice from the divine as to how you can take care of yourself, nourish and nurture yourself to get through whatever situation this is and to deal with whatever is going on for you. So I have the homecoming in the future, freedom, and faith. So whether, if this is a relationship where the two of you are in separation, this person thinks that you will come back together at some point. They have faith that walking away may have been the right thing for now, and giving you that freedom was what was needed, but that the true freedom will come later when the two of you return home to each other. So if you are in separation, this person thinks that you will, and hopes that you will, they just said, come back together in the future. They don't want to let you go forever. If this is someone that you are in a relationship with right now, they see the two of you building something wonderful. They feel like you are home to each other, and that by being together, you are creating a home in the connection. They see that you are both independent and you both value being together and being free. So you see, even in this connection, there's faith in each other. You can be together and yet go off on your own ways, be independent, have your own friends, your own career, have your own ideas, and yet still come back home to each other, which is a beautiful way to keep a relationship over the long term, because you need to be two individuals to come together as a union. Let's get one last card of advice around what is this person thinking? What is the advice, divine? Well, that was a lot of advice. I won't take the ones that fell on the floor, but I will take the ones right here. So I feel like this is one piece of advice for them and one piece of advice for you. For them, it is the health card. This person may be dealing with some health issues, nothing serious. I get the sense that it is needing self-care, which is what we're about to talk about. So possibly this person needs to really continue doing that deep dive into themselves, ending old negative patterns and behaviors, really diving deep into their heart and soul, becoming their true authentic self, so that when they return to you, if this is a separation, or as you continue on in your relationship, if this is a connected connection, that they become themselves fully, wholly, and healthy. So that you are two wholes coming together, not two halves. But I get the sense that they already know that. They're already doing that. So there's nothing to worry about there. And for you, we have the air card. This is the advice for you. And the air card is about thought. And what you think about, you create. Look at all that life coming out of her mind. Flowers and greenery and life. Focus on what it is you want to create. Don't focus on what's gone wrong or the past, which is what I think, this person that you're looking at, what they're thinking about. They're looking at the past and analyzing and learning from all of that. The divine is saying for you, look toward the future now. Perhaps you've already done that in your life. It's time to look toward the future. What do you want? Who are you evolving into? Where do you want to be in 6 months, 5 years, 10 years? Think about that. Start manifesting that. You are magical. What you think about, you create. I feel like you already know this. Your person is learning it now. You know this. So start thinking about and manifesting the most amazing and magical things in your life. Now is the time. Now is the time. So I have a deck of self-care cards here. The self-care card deck by Cheryl Richardson. Absolutely wonderful deck. The most beautiful self-care ideas, much more than just a bubble bath and a glass of tea or a cup of tea. And the most lovely artwork to really bring alive what it is the author is wanting us to know. And so the self-care suggestion, guidance from the divine is time. I'm going to have to put on my glasses to read this to you. You see that? Yeah. Schedule a sacred date with yourself. You deserve time for your life. Isn't that beautiful? So no waiting for someone else to take you out on that wonderful date. No waiting for someone else to fill you up. Schedule that time for yourself. Decide what it is that you want to do. Schedule that literally into your planner. Carve that time out. Give yourself the love affair that you deserve, that you want. This person is doing some work on themselves. They'll catch up. You do you. Work on yourself. Nourish and nurture yourself. Start planning, creating, manifest the life that you want now. Focus less on the connection, although if you're in a connection, of course, always give love and support to the one you're in connection with. But make sure you are putting a lot of that focus and attention on you, because we want the rest of the world to fill our hearts and souls up, but that's not how it works. We have to fill our own heart and soul, and by tapping into the divine, we can do that so easily and so quickly. And with what runs over, that's what we share with the world. So start filling up your own cup. Give yourself the time, the love, the nurturing, the nourishing. Let your person do what they have to do. They'll be back. All's gonna work out okay here. This is a good connection, whether you're in connection now or in separation. And again, whether it's love, work, friends, family, neighbors, they will return. You just have to focus on you. I hope that this message supports you in some way on your journey. If you liked this message, please like and subscribe for more card readings like this, where I dive into specific questions, we dig deep and get some answers, and every now and then I'll share a little magical tip and even magical manifestation meditations to help get you into that magical life that you want and deserve. I wish you a mystical, magical day, sending all of my love and light to you. And until next time, my friends, stay magical.